Unfortunately, the drowning in Baytown was not the only case that we handled involving a child drowning arising out of the COVID time period. We had another case, we just recently settled it as well, that involved a 6.5-year-old boy at a local Houston apartment complex who was able to gain access during COVID, and he ultimately drowned in the apartment complex pool. Now, we talked about gates a little bit. This one was a bit different. The way this particular child gained access to this apartment complex swimming pool is this swimming pool had a wrought iron fence that surrounded the pool structure. But abutting the wrought iron fence, they had a 4.5 brick wall that surrounded the pool equipment. Abutting that brick wall, they have a 2.5-foot brick planter. So what happened is the children in the community would go to the 2.5 brick planter, walk to the 4.5 brick wall, get on top of that, and drop right down in over the perimeter fencing into the pool. Now, this particular drowning happened at this apartment complex while the pool was closed. So the City of Houston inspectors had looked at this particular pool and had shut it down. Said this pool cannot be opened until we have a re-inspection and these certain issues are fixed. So the pool is closed. Now, on this particular day, my clients, they're celebrating the birth of their 4th child. And they live at this apartment complex, and they have a planned event that evening where their church members are going to be coming over to celebrate the birth of this 2-week-old baby. And so the father had taken the 2 older boys, they were in their teens, he had taken them to the laundromat to start washing things, getting things ready for the party. The mother of the 2-week-old stayed at home with her 2-week-old baby and with little Elijah, who was a 6-year-old boy. Now, at some point, the baby got hungry, and mom took the baby into the back room, into her bedroom, so she could breastfeed the baby. She left Elijah out in the living room. She left cartoons on for him. But somehow or another, Elijah, being 6.5 years old, again, tall enough to reach the locks, was able to leave the apartment complex, walk down the stairs, and was able to gain access into this swimming pool by using the brick walls that abutted the perimeter fencing. Ultimately, he drowned. When the mother came out looking for her son, within minutes, where is he, where is he? She sees the silhouette of her son at the bottom of the pool. Every single first responder, other tenant, people who lived at the apartment complex with her, every single person jumped out, saw the little boy in the pool. Every single one of them got into the pool the same way. Because remember, the pool gate is locked shut. It's got a padlock and chain around it. There's no way you can get in through the gate. Every single person who went in trying to help this little boy went straight to the planters and scaled the wall that way. In fact, when EMS and law enforcement arrived, that's how they got into the pool. Everyone simply used the planters. So it was apparent to even people who'd never been there before. That's how you get into this pool. Now, why does that matter? Well, the same code we've been talking about today, the code that says you cannot have a gate to your pool that doesn't self-close and self-latch, that requires that. That code also says you cannot have any permanent structures that are near your perimeter fencing that would allow for easy accessibility into the pool. There's another code section that says you can't have anything, no permanent structures within 3 feet of your perimeter fence. Now, in this particular case, the brick wall runs right up to the perimeter fence, and another brick wall abuts that one. So what we created was a stair-step scenario where even a 6-year-old boy could easily gain access to this pool, which is closed down during COVID. And so ultimately, the family hired us. How could this happen? We filed the lawsuit against the apartment complex. We filed the lawsuit against its management company. And what we learned through, again, numerous depositions is that this particular apartment complex had a manager who was specifically told that that wall was a climbing hazard. Specifically told that. And yet she did nothing. And in her deposition, she even said that had the kid not drowned, she wouldn't even have removed the brick wall. And so, not surprisingly, just like in every case, the apartment complex wants to blame mom and dad. Well, dad's not even on premises. Dad's off premises with the 2 older boys at the laundromat. He's left his son at home with the mother. The mom is in the back room breastfeeding the 2-week-old, okay? And so they're blaming mom and dad, saying it's their fault the kid drowned. The evidence didn't support that. And so as we move forward towards a trial of this matter, ultimately, The defendants in this particular case settled for a total of $12 million, which again we're told would be the single highest drowning settlement, the single highest settlement for a child drowning in the United States, but for the other one we recently settled just 3 months ago. So that's 2 cases, both arising out of the COVID time period, both at apartment complexes in the Houston area, both involving a child drowning, both involving code violations by very sophisticated apartment complex managers. Okay? We know we're going to see it again, but the point we're doing here is if you make sure the pool is in compliance with the code, these kids can't drown.